Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
CM Punk's WrestleMania dreams are in tatters. Cody Rhodes could finish another story. DIY and Judgment Day go for tag team gold. All that and so much more on the Raw review on the Hitting the Turnbuckle channel. Before we start with Monday Night Raw, there is obviously the stuff with Vince McMahon has come out and is really throwing a lot more spanners in the works and probably maybe what they thought. With that being said, Brock Lesnar, who was scheduled to take on Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, seemingly will not be anymore. Brock Lesnar is seemingly being erased from the WWE after everything that's transpired, and there could be more stuff to come yet. So we'll watch with bated breath for that. But Raw started off with CM Punk come out with his arm in a sling, saying that he tore his tricep during the Royal Rumble match itself, I think via the Future Shock DDT from Drew McIntyre. That means he's going to have surgery and will miss WrestleMania. But it may be that he's even said that he may not ever get a chance to main event WrestleMania anymore. But he's going to come back, and we'll take it from there when he does. That brought out Drew McIntyre to the ring. And it started off being a bit of a sincere Drew McIntyre. And then he said the words, "I prayed for this to happen, so that there is a God." Now, with that, he attacked Drew McIntyre as well. It did stomp on his arm, and Punk did take a bump to the arm. Which got a lot of people talking to say that may be he may not be injured and bits and pieces like that. Now, if you remember Cody Rhodes, when he tore his pec, tore it off the bone so that he could have the match because it wouldn't do any more damage. So you got to remember about that, that they're potentially, although he took that bump, it doesn't necessarily mean to say that he's fine. It just may mean that it's that torn that he can allow to take those bumps without making it any worse, so to speak. But for now, Punk's WrestleMania dreams are over. It's probably going to be 6 to 8 months before Punk is back. So we're looking SummerSlam, really as the earliest possible opportunity. Sami Zayn did make the save, which set up the main event between Drew and Sami for later on, and that just feels a bit samey, but we'll get to that in a minute. The first match of the show was a fantastic tag team match of the Judgment Day versus DIY of Gargano and Ciampa for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Now, this went long. This was a really long tag team match. There were so many pinfalls, near falls, anything you can say on this one, and it was so close on that for DIY, but unfortunately Finn Balor and Damian Priest pick up the win with the coup de grace, the Razor's Edge and the coup de grace on Ciampa. Now, after the match like this is where it didn't over. Priest calls out R-Truth. Truth talks about the Judgment Day being a family, but then Priest, who was one of R-Truth's, say, friends in this or supporters, but he said that, Truth is not a part of the Judgment Day or not part of the family. He likes Truth, and that's why he's not going to be the one to do it. And as he turns around, JD McDonough starts beating him down. The Miz storms to the ring, but the numbers game is too much, and they both get beaten up. I think that effectively, or hopefully now, move on from the R-Truth Judgment Day thing. It's been funny, don't get me wrong, but I think it's time for it to move on. And the Judgment Day with a clean win, what does that do to DIY? Guess we'll have to find out. There was another tag match near enough straight after this. It was Shayna Baszler, Zoey Stark, Chelsea Green, and Piper Niven. This didn't last anywhere near as long as the opening contest. On this, Starks connects with the Z360 to pick up the victory for the two teams. But it is nice to have seen them, four women getting back into the action again. Piper Niven getting involved, a bit more time for Piper Niven as well. Chelsea Green gets enough time and enough opportunities on this, but Piper Niven got a good bit of offense in the short time that they had. It's what I like to call modified squash. In there was a good bit of offense, but ultimately Shayna and Zoey pick up the victory, and potentially they could be going for tag team gold. on this. Now, in the opening segment, I did say that Cody Rhodes had a chance to finish a different story. Now, he was starting his interview, but he wanted to make to make these 20 WrestleMania 40 match official. He did kind of shoot the gun up to Roman Reigns at the end of the Royal Rumble, but because of CM Punk's injury, this brought Seth Rollins out, and Seth said, "Look, do you want the Hollywood Hulk Hogan title, the one you only have to defend every few months like Roman does, or do you want your dad's title, the workhorse title?" And it's interesting. He sort of saying, what kind of man do you want to be? And what belt would Dusty rather have? So he's playing into his father again. And Cody said, look, he's got an insane amount of respect for you. And this is the last thing that he woke up thinking he'd be talking about. But he'll think about it. And he's thinking about it, but he will deliver his news, I believe, on SmackDown this week. So there may be 2 Royal Rumble WrestleMania announcements this week on SmackDown, or Cody's may last a bit longer. We don't know yet. Another really good match on this show come up was Jey Uso, Bronson Reed. These two, people would say clash of styles in this doesn't always work, and it's true, with Bronson Reed being a big, strong guy and Jey Uso being a bit more of a cruiserweight. But this worked, and it was a really good match of both of these two. But Jey Uso does pick up the win with the Uso splash after the spear on this. I don't think the loss hurt Bronson Reed too much, to be fair. I think Jey Uso he's looking to win titles this year, as is Bronson Reed. So very interesting, very, very interesting on that one. But a really good contest on this. And Bronson Reed continues to impress me anyway on this. And I'm really looking forward to seeing perhaps Bronson Reed pick up title here or there this year. And we cut to the back, and Andrade, the new re-signing of WWE, has said he'll be signing with Raw, which is interesting because Charlotte Flair is currently on SmackDown, although we could have a draft anytime soon when she's back, and we'll see what happens. And at that point, Nick Aldis tells Adam Pearce that he's bringing Braun Breaker to SmackDown. About damn time if that happens. I know Shawn Michaels has since come out and said Braun's still got a lot to do in NXT, and let's be honest, other than winning the Dusty Classic tag team, he has nothing to do in NXT. So Braun Breaker on SmackDown, I think he's on SmackDown this week. It's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I know he was Brock Lesnar's replacement in the Royal Rumble. He took all the Brock Lesnar stuff. He was even eliminated by the person that was going to eliminate Brock Lesnar. So does that mean that Braun Breaker destroys Dominic Mysterio at the Elimination Chamber? We'll find out. We will find out. At this point, Becky Lynch was backstage. She was asking what plan B was. And she said let a lot of people down, including herself. It's to think harder, smarter, fight dirtier. And above all, she won't stop until she's in that main event that she deserves. Well, interesting, because she didn't win the Royal Rumble. Bayley did, and Bayley gets the opportunity to choose who she takes on at WrestleMania. More on that later. Set your DVRs, set your record button. Gunther and Kofi for the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, those 2 names alone, it was enough. For that, they showed this match was just absolutely fantastic. Not surprisingly, Gunther was victorious in this match. They laid out the New Day after. Gunther's reign continues for now, at least. We need to find out who the new opponent is going to be for him. Obviously, is not going to be Brock Lesnar, so we're going to have to find out who will take on Gunther and possibly dethrone him at WrestleMania. Or does it now change to the fact that Gunther's going to stay as Intercontinental Champion because there's no one credible to beat him? I know Jey Uso was looking at it as well, potentially looking for this title. So Jey Uso, does he realistically have what it takes to beat Gunther? I don't think so, but we've still got 6, 7, 8 weeks to WrestleMania. So I guess we'll find out. And we've got Elimination Chamber, which Gunther will not be at as well. So there's not going to be a lot of title defense. I don't think there's going to be a title defense at the Elimination Chamber. Roman's not advertised. Seth Rollins is injured. Gunther can't travel. It's really going to be it's going to have to be stories around stories at Elimination Chamber. Unfortunately for you fans in Australia, your first pay-per-view ever, and you're going to be without any main titles being on the line. Maybe other than Logan Paul, who knows? If he's going to defend the United States title, I would assume he would have to defend the United States Championship now. Sami Zayn was backstage, and he's trying to manage his emotions. He's had enough of sitting on the sidelines because of a man who makes excuses for something. McIntyre's targeting everybody and needs a reality check, and he's the man to give it. Maybe Sami, maybe. Kabuki Warriors against Natalya and Tegan Knox was next. Again, relative, longish match actually, considering the four involved. Natty and Tegan Knox have been working okay on the as a tag match. They did we did go to eliminate each other in the Royal Rumble, which caused them to be eliminated. So there was a little bit of a bit of discontent there. On this one, again, no surprise with the Kabuki Warriors, the tag team champions, picking up the victory. It was the insane elbow reverse DDT combination on that one. I think this is just filler, to be quite honest with you. However, that being said, they cut to the back. Casey, Katana Chance, Caden Carter will be getting their rematch next week for the tag team championships. Can't see them winning it, to be quite honest with you, but they'll get it anyway next week on Raw. Now, Bayley was in the ring next to deliver her WrestleMania response, which she never did. She was just about to, as Rhea Ripley come out and basically said, "You've accomplished something that's very cute. You may have beaten my time in a Royal Rumble, but that's basically what the rest of you, that's all you're going to do." But as a bit more was going to happen, Nia Jax comes out and viciously attacks Rhea Ripley from behind. And she said, "Bayley, pick EO, pick anyone else, but Rhea isn't making it to WrestleMania." And as she said that, Bayley was like, "If you let me finish, I was going to let you know I'm going to make my announcement on SmackDown on Friday," which wasn't very well taken aboard by EO Sky. I think we all know where this is going, everybody. But let's play it out tonight, Friday night on SmackDown. We will see where this goes, but I'm pretty sure we don't need to be a rocket scientist to know where this is going. The main event was next, McIntyre and Sami Zayn. Again, the match itself was really, really good. And I did like the match itself, but it's just we've seen it so many times on Raw, and this is where Raw is becoming a little bit too predictable, where we see in the same matches after same matches after same matches. It was a bit of the same when we saw the Judgment Day stuff as well. The Judgment Day was taking on the same people every week in, week out. Then it was a single between them, and it just kept going on and going on. Did like the finish on this one. It was quite an intricate finish because Sami Zayn went for the haluva kick and Drew McIntyre went down on his knees and blocked it. But as he blocked it, he inadvertently low blowed Sami Zayn. And although the referee saw it, he didn't give the DQ because it was Drew McIntyre was covering up rather than legitimately done it. He allowed that one, and then Drew hits the Claymore for the victory on that. So it was a really actually quite cute finish on that. I did like that one, and Drew McIntyre ends Raw with with a victory, not the championship. But will he be going for the championship? Does this alter every plan now with CM Punk out? Is WrestleMania's match going to be a one-on-one with Seth? Is it going to be a triple threat? Are we going to see multi-men? What we're going to do? It's going to be interesting now to see what happens on that. But Raw was good. It was a good episode. It was good without being amazing, but still good enough for a 7.5 out of 10. That is the Raw review finished on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. Stay on every channel. Stay tuned to see what is coming up. We've got Alex Windsor coming up. We're going to Ignite on Sunday. Alex Windsor, Mike Angus, all kind of Heath Slater coming up as well in the next few weeks. So keep it locked onto our channels. But until next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe.